While all eyes are on China, the United States is quietly backing other Asian nations. Here are 10 countries now getting VIP treatment from America, and why. 10. Nepal. Nepal sits high in the Himalayas, right between two powerful neighbors, China and India. But this small, peaceful country has started to catch the eye of US leaders. Why? Because Nepal offers something rare: location and neutrality. The United States sees Nepal as a calm, stable country in a region filled with tension. That's why American and Nepali forces are working more closely now, doing joint training, disaster response drills, and military planning. It's not about setting up big bases, it's about building trust and cooperation. Nepal's growing democracy is another reason for this attention. While nearby countries are tightening control, Nepal is moving toward more freedom, elections, and openness. This makes it a perfect partner for the United States, which wants to support democratic systems in South Asia. Slowly but surely, Nepal is becoming one of America's smartest long-term allies in the region. 9. Mongolia. Mongolia is landlocked and surrounded by giants, Russia to the north and China to the south, yet it manages to stay independent and open, which is something the United States respects. In fact, Mongolia is now one of the most interesting countries in America's strategic plans. Why? For one thing, Mongolia has rare earth minerals, resources needed to make electric vehicles, smartphones, and military equipment. As countries move away from fossil fuels and into clean technology, these minerals are like gold, and the United States wants to make sure it has access. But Mongolia's value isn't only underground, it also hosts military exercises like Conquest, where US and Mongolian soldiers train side by side, and its people have a strong belief in democracy and freedom. Even though Mongolia doesn't make front-page news, it's quickly becoming a valuable friend for Washington in 2025. 8. Bangladesh. Bangladesh is often known for producing clothes for global brands, but now, it's showing the world, and the United States, that it's much more than a garment hub. In recent years, Bangladesh has grown fast, not only in industry but also in education, clean energy, and disaster management. Sitting on the Bay of Bengal, this country holds a key spot near important sea routes. The United States is very interested in keeping those routes free and open, especially with rising tension in the Indo-Pacific. That's why America is partnering with Bangladesh on naval cooperation and port development. On top of that, Bangladesh has shown it can handle emergencies well, from floods to terror threats. And with more young people learning tech skills and the country pushing toward green energy, the United States sees a new kind of partner here, one that's growing, stable, and ready to lead. Bangladesh's future looks bright, and Washington is eager to be part of that journey. 7. Vietnam. Decades ago, Vietnam and the United States were on opposite sides of a war. But today, the story has changed completely. Now, they're working together like never before, especially as both countries grow concerned about China's actions in the South China Sea. Vietnam isn't afraid to stand up for its rights in those waters, and the US respects that courage. At the same time, American businesses are moving their factories to Vietnam, seeing it as a great place to produce electronics, clothing, and more. It's becoming a strong alternative to China for manufacturing. Military cooperation is also getting stronger. US ships are visiting Vietnamese ports more often, and joint defense talks are happening more regularly. But here's what makes Vietnam special. It doesn't choose sides. It works with both the US and China, but on its own terms. That independence makes it a rare and respected ally. In 2025, Vietnam is no longer just a former foe, it's a vital friend. 6. Indonesia. Indonesia is a giant of a country, made up of thousands of islands and holding a key location, right next to the Strait of Malacca. This narrow waterway is one of the busiest shipping routes in the world, used for carrying oil, goods, and supplies between the Pacific and Indian Oceans. Whoever keeps this strait open, keeps global trade moving. That's why the US is paying more attention to Indonesia than ever before. The two countries are working together on everything from cybersecurity to maritime safety. And as Indonesia's economy grows, so does US investment in areas like digital tech, green energy, and infrastructure. Indonesia is also home to one of the largest Muslim populations and is a strong democracy. That makes it an important voice in promoting peace and balance in both the East and West. In a time where global partnerships matter more than ever, Indonesia has become one of America's most important relationships in Asia. 5. Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is huge, rich in natural resources and positioned right in the middle of Asia. It has oil, uranium, and rare minerals that the world depends on. And as countries try to reduce their reliance on energy from unstable regions, Kazakhstan is stepping into the spotlight. The US sees a chance to build something lasting here. Unlike some neighbors, Kazakhstan keeps an open-door policy. It works with Russia, China, and the West without fully aligning with any of them. This flexible foreign policy is what makes it valuable to Washington. What's more, Kazakhstan is stable. It doesn't experience the chaos or unrest that some nearby countries face. That attracts not just political attention but also business investments, especially in tech and digital infrastructure. In a part of the world that's often influenced by superpowers, Kazakhstan is creating its own space, and the U. 4. South Korea. When it comes to technology, South Korea is leading the way. Its companies build the microchips, batteries, and electronics that power much of the modern world. For the United States, this isn't just helpful, it's essential. But South Korea offers more than high-tech exports. It's also a long-time military ally. American troops have been based there for decades, but in 2025 that relationship has expanded. Now they're cooperating on cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and space technology. South Korea is a democracy with global influence. It represents both traditional values and futuristic ideas. For the US, that makes it the perfect partner. In a time when technology and trust go hand in hand, America's connection with South Korea is not just strong, it's irreplaceable. 3. Taiwan. Taiwan may be small, but it plays a big role in the world, especially for the United States. This island produces the most advanced computer chips anywhere, and those chips are used in phones, cars, airplanes, and even military systems. That's why the United States is working hard to support Taiwan, even without officially recognizing it as a separate country. American leaders visit more often now, and military aid has quietly increased. The two are also teaming up in science, education, and technology, but Taiwan also stands as a symbol of freedom. Despite pressure from China, it continues to hold fair elections, support free speech, and allow open internet access. For the United States, defending Taiwan is about more than tech. It's about protecting democracy in Asia. And in 2025, Taiwan's value has never been clearer. 2. India. India is now the most populated democracy in the world, and it's becoming a key player on the global stage. With a growing economy, powerful military, and young population skilled in technology, India is more than just important, it's essential. As tensions with China grow, the United States sees India as the perfect counterbalance. That's why the two countries are joining forces in defense, intelligence, and big projects like space research and clean energy development. The Quad Alliance, which includes the United States, India, Japan, and Australia, is another sign of how serious this partnership has become. India doesn't follow anyone's orders, it makes its own decisions, but its goals often match those of the United States. This shared vision makes India one of the strongest allies Washington could ask for in 2025. 1. Philippines. The Philippines is back at the center of America's strategy in Asia. Located near the South China Sea, its islands are close to some of the most disputed and sensitive waters on Earth. That gives it incredible strategic value. Under President Marcos Jr., the Philippines has opened its doors again to American military forces. New agreements allow United States troops to access bases close to China's claims, military exercises are bigger, and patrols are happening regularly. But this partnership isn't just about defense. The United States is investing in the Philippines' roads, schools, and internet systems. It's a full partnership, hard power and soft power side by side. In 2025, the Philippines isn't just helping the United States keep the peace, it's helping shape the future of the region. These 10 countries are quietly changing how the United States operates in Asia. Some bring resources, others offer strategic locations or strong democratic values. But all of them are getting closer to Washington in ways that matter. So now we want to hear from you. Which of these countries do you think will become America's strongest ally in the next 5 years? And which one surprised you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to share this video with someone who still thinks United States policy in Asia is only about China. There's a much bigger story unfolding.